There is a darkness within you, a part of yourself that you may have long suppressed or overlooked, your shadow. This shadow is not merely a metaphor, but a real, palpable aspect of your psyche, formed from the parts of yourself you have rejected, denied, or hidden away due to fear, shame, or societal expectations. It embodies your unresolved emotions, your unacknowledged desires, your fears, and your past traumas. Yet, paradoxically, this shadow holds the key to your wholeness, your true self, and your personal power. To understand and embrace this shadow is to embark on a journey of self-discovery, healing, and transformation that can ultimately make you feel more complete than ever before. Your shadow is born from the early messages you received as a child, those subtle or overt signals that certain feelings or traits are unacceptable. Perhaps you were told to be quiet when you wanted to speak up, to hide your anger, or to suppress your desires because they were deemed inappropriate or shameful. Over time, these messages become internalized, creating a dichotomy within you. Parts of yourself that are acceptable and parts that are not. The shadow contains these rejected parts, and because they are pushed away, they often manifest in ways you might not immediately recognize through projections onto others. Recurring patterns in your relationships, unexplained emotional reactions, or subconscious behaviors. The first step in making peace with your shadow is acknowledgement. You must accept that these hidden parts are integral to who you are. They are not flaws or mistakes, but facets of your human experience. Denial only keeps the shadow in the dark, feeding its power and making it harder to integrate. Sit with your feelings of discomfort, anger, shame, or fear, and observe them without judgment. Journaling can be a powerful tool here. Write down your thoughts, memories, and emotions that surface when you think about your shadow. Notice recurring themes. Are there particular traits or impulses you dislike or fear? Are there situations that trigger intense reactions within you? Identifying these patterns lays the groundwork for deeper understanding. As you begin to explore your shadow, consider the concept of projection. Projection occurs when qualities you refuse to accept within yourself are projected outward onto others. For example, if you harbor resentment but refuse to admit it, you might see others as unjust or hostile. Recognizing projections helps you see that what you dislike or fear in others often mirrors what you dislike or fear within yourself. This realization is pivotal. It shifts your perspective from external blame to internal exploration. When you see someone behaving badly, instead of immediately judging them, ask yourself what this reveals about your own unacknowledged feelings or traits. Engaging with your shadow also involves confronting your fears. Fear often keeps us from facing our darker parts. It tells us that embracing our shadow will lead to chaos, loss of control, or rejection. Yet in truth, avoiding these parts only perpetuates their power. Facing your fears requires courage. Courage to look inward, to accept what you find, and to hold space for your vulnerabilities. You might start with small acts of courage, acknowledging a sneaky resentment, admitting a desire you've hidden, or expressing anger instead of suppressing it. Each step gradually dissolves the shame that keeps these parts in the dark. A critical aspect of shadow work involves compassion toward yourself and others. As you unearth your hidden parts, you may encounter feelings of shame or self-criticism. Instead of judging yourself harshly, practice self-compassion. Recognize that everyone has a shadow. It is part of being human. Your shadow is not your enemy, but an aspect of your wholeness waiting to be integrated. Talk to yourself kindly as you would to a dear friend. Remind yourself that imperfections and darker impulses do not define your worth. Embracing compassion creates a safe internal environment where healing can occur. Integration of your shadow does not mean acting on every impulse or desire you uncover. It involves understanding and accepting these parts, recognizing their origins, and choosing consciously how to relate to them. For example, if you discover a deep-seated anger that has been repressed, you might explore healthy outlets for this energy, such as assertive communication, creative expression, or physical activity, rather than acting impulsively or destructively. Similarly, if you find a desire that conflicts with your values, consider ways to incorporate it in a balanced, authentic manner that aligns with your deeper purpose. Dream analysis can be a valuable tool in shadow work. Your dreams often serve as a window into your unconscious mind, revealing hidden aspects of yourself through symbols, archetypes, and narratives. Keep a dream journal and record your dreams immediately upon waking. Look for recurring images or themes that relate to your shadow, such as figures representing authority, chaos, darkness, or forbidden desires. Reflect on these symbols and consider their personal significance. Working with a therapist or dream analyst can deepen this exploration, providing insights that help you understand and integrate shadow aspects more fully. Artistic expression such as painting, writing, music, or dance can also facilitate connection with your shadow. These creative outlets bypass the rational mind and allow unconscious material to surface. Engage in free-form art without judgment or expectation, allowing your feelings and impulses to flow. Through creative expression, you can externalize and process parts of yourself that are difficult to articulate verbally. This process can be cathartic and revealing, helping you accept and integrate your shadow in a non-threatening way. Mindfulness and meditation are instrumental in shadow work, fostering awareness and presence. When you meditate, observe your thoughts and feelings without attachment or judgment. Notice when certain thoughts or emotions arise, especially those related to your shadow, and gently bring your attention back to your breath or a grounding point. Over time, mindfulness cultivates a compassionate curiosity about your inner landscape, enabling you to observe your shadow with clarity rather than fear or resistance. Developing a regular meditation practice deepens your capacity for self-awareness and emotional regulation, essential tools for shadow integration. The path of shadow work often involves revisiting painful memories and unresolved traumas. These experiences are the roots of many shadow traits. Therapy, especially modalities such as Jungian therapy, EMDR, or somatic experiencing, can support you in processing past wounds safely. A trained therapist provides a compassionate environment where you can explore traumatic memories, release stored emotional pain, and reframe your narratives. Healing these wounds diminishes their grip on your present life and allows your true self to emerge more clearly. As you work through your shadow, you may notice resistance, an internal voice that urges you to stay in denial or to avoid painful truths. This resistance is natural. It is part of your psyche's self-protection mechanism. Recognize it without judgment and gently encourage yourself to move forward. Sometimes, integrating your shadow involves a series of small, incremental steps rather than overwhelming leaps. Patience and persistence are key. Celebrate each small victory, each moment of honesty, each insight gained, because these are the building blocks of wholeness. Over time, you will begin to see that your shadow is not separate from you, but an essential aspect of your complete self. It contains valuable qualities, creativity, passion, resilience, and authenticity that have been hidden or suppressed. When you accept your shadow, you unlock these qualities, allowing you to live more genuinely. You become less afraid of your own darkness because you understand it, have made peace with it, and no longer need to project it onto others or deny it within yourself. This journey toward wholeness also involves embracing paradox. You are both light and shadow, strength and vulnerability, order and chaos. Recognizing these dualities fosters compassion and self-acceptance. It helps dismantle the binary thinking that divides what should be accepted or rejected. Life is a complex tapestry, and your shadow is an integral thread woven into the fabric of your existence. Practicing ongoing self-awareness and continued shadow exploration is vital. The process does not end once you have uncovered and integrated certain aspects. Instead, it becomes a lifelong practice of honesty, reflection, and growth. As you evolve, new facets of your shadow may emerge, offering fresh opportunities for understanding and development. Cultivating humility and curiosity about yourself keeps the journey alive and vibrant. Sharing your journey with trusted individuals, whether friends, support groups, or a therapist, can provide validation and encouragement. You may discover that others also grapple with their shadows, creating a sense of shared humanity. Vulnerability in sharing your truth fosters deeper connections and diminishes shame, reinforcing the healing process. Ultimately, making peace with your shadow is about reclaiming your full humanity. It is about recognizing that your imperfections, your darker impulses, and your unresolved wounds are not flaws, but facets of your authentic self. When you embrace your shadow with compassion and curiosity, you become more integrated, more resilient, and more alive. You step into your power, not by denying or suppressing parts of yourself, but by welcoming them as necessary, vital components of your wholeness. This acceptance transforms your internal landscape, bringing a profound sense of peace, authenticity, and freedom. It allows you to live more fully, love more deeply, and face life's challenges with courage and resilience. Your shadow, once feared and hidden, becomes a source of strength, guiding you toward the authentic, whole person you are meant to be.